other. So we get our lines in place and all that good stuff, and we give everybody a chance to. If you're gonna share. If you're gonna tap in, tap in. This is your boy Dwayne Cofield, Drug Dealers to Businessmen podcast, and what we'll be talking about today. We'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that. We'll start at the right time. You know what I'm saying? This is just a lot of times what people don't understand about live shows is that, as opposed to going live when you're supposed to, maybe go live a little bit earlier so you can get your kinks in order, you can get your mic in place, and it's essentially giving you a chance to get your stuff together. You know what I'm saying? So this is the perfect opportunity for me. Um, Let me turn down Chuck. I'm over here on the blacks, still in the hour of chaos. You guys know what time it is, man. But yeah, man. So one of the things I wanted to say too, man, is before we get started, this is just kind of my thought of the day. Is just this, and you can take it how you want to. You can absorb it if you don't. You guys, many of you guys have heard me talk about it in the past, and that's delayed gratification, or living life later. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of people talk about that. Should I actually be postponing my enjoyment? Should I, bust my tail right now and then, kind of reap those rewards later? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? And one of the things somebody just posted a actual meme, and it said, we work, I think pretty much 50 something years. We delay it. We work from basically our 20s to, and our average age is something like 75 or something like that, 78 or whatever. So after retirement, we have maybe 11 good years to do stuff, and we worked all that time, and a lot of times we don't get a chance to really enjoy it just the way things are set up. You know what I'm saying? So I've had to put a lot of thought into that, and hopefully you guys have too. And think about that. Do you want to delay? And who's promised tomorrow? So when you think about, should I go do that? Should I go have that fun? Should I go, and not irresponsible fun? That's not what I'm not, advocating for irresponsible fun. But what I am advocating for is legitimate things that you want to achieve in life. Don't wait. Don't say I'm going to do it once I retire, once I get this. Even like the game, right? Let's take a page out of the book in the game. When I get this 10 racks, I'm gonna be done. Or when I get this 100,000, I'm gonna put away, and then I'll be straight. It's usually before that time that you get a chance to put it away. If somebody hears about it, you got to pay something else. Somebody may hit you. You may get hit by one time with the other cats. So, do you delay having that fun, taking that family on vacation, risk losing it, right? So one of the things that I'm doing now is I'm not delaying anything anymore. I haven't in the past, but I'm really not now. I don't know what retirement looks like. It may be screwed up. Everybody talk, oh, you need to have this. Yeah. Then what? If you put that kind of money up, are you still going to be able to go out there and surf and do all these things in your 70s? Hey, I'm going to go out there and you're going to learn how to sit down somewhere. And that's the scary part with me, is like, I don't want to miss that opportunity to do any of these things. So I'm like, man, do I do them now? Do I delay? What do you guys think? You guys delay? Do you guys do it now? What do you do? I'm looking for some comments, man, because this is a real situation, and it's one of those situations that if you don't pay attention to it, life's gonna pass you by quick. And when it passes you by, you're gonna be regretting that you didn't get a chance to do a lot of these things that you wanted to do. So I'm posing this to you guys. What do you do? Do you guys delay? Do you postpone? Do you put off? What do you actually do? Because this is critical for us to understand how to do life and stay in the present. You guys have heard about what's it called? Now I'm mindfulness. I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. You guys have heard of mindfulness and meditation and all these things, and you hear some of the great thinkers talking about meditation. The RZA, if you guys are in the Wu-Tang Clan, if you follow him on Facebook, he talks about meditation every day. And when you think about these things in terms of being present, right? Not necessarily being too far in the future, because you've heard the saying, right? If you're too far in the future, it makes you anxious. When you're too far in the past, it makes you depressed. So, because these are things you can't change, right? So if you dig too deep, go too far in the past, these are things that you have no control over. You can't control the past. So only thing it's going to do is really just kind of jab you and stab you in the stomach and things like that. And if you go too far in the future, oh, what about this? What about it? You're going to get paranoid. You're going to get anxious. You're going to get apprehensive. You're going to get all these things that don't contribute to you being healthy. They what is that? The cortisone, or raise your cortisone stress levels, that silent killer that a lot of people don't talk about, right? These are the things that allow you to become more stressful. So you guys got to pay attention to these things. I know sometimes they may not be comfortable to think about, but if you're in the present, you're not missing anything. Straight up, you're not missing a darn thing. I promise you. It's when we're in too far in the future, we're not in the moment, we're missing our kids, we're missing a lot of things that are critically important for us to be going through at that moment, because God's given us gifts. Most of the time, we don't believe it's our birthday. So we just look at gifts like whatever. I'm not even tripping off the gift, right? And it's these gifts that God's given you that a lot of time when people are on their deathbed, they're asking for these same gifts that God's been giving them with bows right to their doorstep that they've been neglecting or missing. So I want you guys to be thinking about that. That's something just, I want to start off with some thought. Do you live in the moment, or do you go in the future and just expect things to go a certain way in the future? And this is something that you guys need to be, I would suggest looking at, or at least just giving some consideration to. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start it off. Let me go ahead and share it with my things. And if you guys, by all means, please just take this time right now, hit that share button. See, just like I'm doing, I'm going to my thing, my feed. I'm on my phone. If you guys are on your phone, all you got to do is go click on Facebook. Okay, notify me that you're live. Okay, he's live now. So you guys just take, oh, let's see. Yeah, it's a little share button at the bottom. Yeah, right there. Oh, right there at the bottom. See that share button? That one right there. Hit that one. Right there. And then just go ahead and share. I'll write a post. Tap in. Boom. Posting. So now I let everybody know that I'm on right now. So this is a good time for you to let your people know. Tap in with the homie, man. He drops a lot of knowledge. Sometimes this is the thing. Sometimes the stuff I drop, it doesn't make sense at the time. It just doesn't. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to think about how you can use something inside. And I'm not saying I'm God, but a lot of times this is how God works. He gives you the tools and things way in advance. He knows what your future is, so he'll give you these tools so far in advance so that you just have them in your tool bag, with the hopes that you play around with them and learn what they're useful for. So I'm kind of like the same thing. I believe in that same philosophy. I'll give you the tools whether you're ready or not, because my hopes with you is that you get the tools, take them, and perhaps use them, or at least learn how to use them at that time. That's kind of my goal with you guys, right? So no matter how many people I reach, doesn't matter who's tapping in now, but mainly keeping this for people that want to tap in the future. Things happen on your own time. I've come to terms with that. I can't change people. Only thing I can do is give you guys mere suggestions, and they're not concrete. These are subjective. These are things that have happened for me. May not necessarily happen the same exact way for you. And you guys need to be aware of that too. And put this caveat in any type of advice that you're taking from anybody. It's subjective. It was their experience at that time. And a lot of it was serendipity. You know what I'm saying? Or luck, for that matter. A lot of people don't understand that. And you'll see people writing books and books and books, right? They had one hit, but they're writing books on the success so that they can still make money, because they know that one hit was 9 times out of 10 some lucky ass shit. And people won't tell you that, because they feel it takes away from their accomplishments, their character, whatever, their foundation. But I'll tell you, a lot of the stuff that I've been through is sheer luck. I can't believe it. Like Jay-Z said, yeah, I'm shocked too. I'm supposed to be locked up too. If you escape what I escaped, you be in Paris getting fucked up too. Right? And he said that, and you feel it. Like, I ain't supposed to be here. And, yeah, it feels weird. You know what I'm saying? Because, oh, okay, I thought something went wrong for a minute. But yeah, it feels straight crazy and weird. But it's okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to live in the moment. But which brings me to the topic of today. Day ones, dog. I keep hearing this. I see this in posts. I see the homies talk, oh, my day one. Oh, dog, my day. I only mess with my day one. Really? What does that actually mean, right? What do you mean by your day ones, right? Your homeboys that have been with you and you guys have risen together? Or is it, I've known this cat for 30, 20 years or whatever, and we kind of, you know what I'm saying? What does it actually mean? Because I see some people talking, I don't mess with nobody but my day ones. And I'm saying to myself, well, how are you advancing? Because if you're only messing with your day ones, then you're limited to whatever that circle's learning. And the problem with that is you're limited to what the circle's learning. So, and you're also exposed to the same BS that that circle's bringing in. So if it's drama that you're constantly being exposed to, or that's part of your day one circle, you'll be exposed to that. Now, I'll give you an example of a positive day one circle. My brother pledged Kaplan at Georgia Tech, and his Lion Brothers, which is kind of a day one situation, they're all professionals now. They're all doing different things. One's doing research, one's doing, they're all doing different types of things. My brother's a pilot. Da, 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 da. I'm not throwing that out there to floss, but I'm just saying that day one ship right there with him is important, right? And it's significant and it's beneficial and it can benefit him in the long-term professional life, right? And they can still be homeboys and friends. They got that collegiate experience that they both all of them shared. They were at my brother's wedding. I got to meet a lot of them. I met some of them when I was in Georgia for his graduation, and I got a chance to kick it with him again and talk to him again at the wedding. So we had a real good time. Now, on the flip side of that, my brother and I both come from Southeast San Diego, right? Where there are gangs. And we were in school, in high school, and then junior high. I was in junior high. My brother was in high school. All of his friends were gang members. And it was just because of the neighborhood. We played sports. Everybody played sports, all this stuff. So all his homeboys was all knucklehead gang members, right? One of his best friends was a G cat from Skyline. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at that circle, now those are his day ones, right? So that's when he first got in the game, when you first getting hair on your armpits, when you get some hair on your balls and nuts, whatever, when you really start to become a man, woman, whatever you're going to be, right? Those are day ones too. Now, he could have stuck around those day ones that are in San Diego, right? Two of them are dead. The other few of them that he hung around, you don't hear anything about as well. But two of his best friends are dead. The one that I was talking about, and there's another one named Arthur. Those were two cats that I used to see all the time, right? I used to see over there all the time. And then the twins. Twins used to be at my house a lot too. And from what I understand, the detectives or whatever. But at the same time, this was his other circle. So it really depends, right? When you look at circles and you say my day ones, well, it could mean different things. Now, with my experience, I got day ones that I still talk to that I've been knowing for 30 plus years. And now we're still talking about business things, right? So that day one you can rock with. Other day ones are still talking about BS, right? Still talking about the same thing, still in and out of jail, whatever the case may be. Haven't really started getting a grown man on. Or if they did decide to get that grown man on, they selected the path that they're going down. Therefore, you either going down that path with them or not. And what you'll find later on is the more advanced you get, if your circle, depending on when you met them, right? If it's a long circle, depending on when you met them and how, I guess, how advanced they're becoming, determines the strength of your circle. And Les Brown always says, and if you guys are not familiar with Les Brown, Live Your Dreams, Les Brown, he's OG. He always said, you're the average of the 5 closest people to you. So when you're talking about day ones, you're talking about the average of the 5 closest people to you. What does that average look like, right? Am I kicking it around a bunch of 1s and 2s, right? And I consider myself a 5? That's impossible. You're not going to average up, right? You're going to average down. So this is the thing, man. You either gotta find people that are naturally going in some direction. Doesn't necessarily have to be in the same direction. You could have a cat that decided to go to the military, but in the military, they're excelling. They're not in there playing pocket pool. They're not in there procrastinating. They're in there putting it down as well. One of the things about San Diego cats, I will say this. is there's this thing about us, right? That we always try to outcompete. It doesn't matter football, sports, whatever. A lot of San Diego cats from Southeast. It was huge competition for everything: dress, clothes, gangbanging, cars, whatever. We're just really, really competitive. And I can imagine other cities. I can speak to you guys are probably feeling the same way. But I'm speaking to something that I know for myself, and that spread it, out to different things. So I see a lot of cats, a lot of homies that are still out here trying to put it down, right? Trying to put it down that are actually are in different cities. Mitchy Slicks up here in LA sometimes too. So shout out to the homie too, man. He put me up on a bomb spot in La Jolla, man, this weekend for my anniversary. Shout out to you, Slick, man. Appreciate that, homeboy. But yeah, so like, and talking to him, he probably has day ones that he messes with right now, that he has to, when you're thinking about that level of trust when you're an artist, or you're that level of trust when you have a certain amount of money. You got to know people. And from the game, this is another thing. Oh, no, I don't mean to switch gears, but I think it's relevant as well. So when you're talking about the game, man, one of the things that I would say, how I would identify police, right? I would say, man, who do you know, where your people at? And they would never have any relatives around there. That's how we knew who the police were. They wouldn't have any relatives around. They was lone. Oh, they know somebody. They know somebody. But where your family live, like where your aunt and uncle, where your mama live, when they don't want to give that up, you probably 9 times out of 10 you talking to a police. And this is back when I was in the game too. I would recognize them. I'm like, okay, no tattoos, or you just a square, you just weird, and we would identify people like that. So you would have to have some type of foundation for me to really even be messing with you, right? But I've graduated since then. I'm digressing a little bit, but I did want to put that out there, that you do have to sometimes, you got to look at people a certain way and say, how does this fit into my larger circle? And if you don't, if your circle's constantly moving, and if it's moving a trajectory up, right, then you need to be surrounding yourself with different types of people that can help you. So in terms of always being around your day ones or people that you quote unquote feel comfortable with, it's not necessarily always a beneficial thing. And the reason why is because you may need to branch out and understand how other people work, right? And you may need to learn how to be friends with people from other cultures, from other different backgrounds, in order for you to advance. Now, with that being said, that does not mean that you lose yourself in that process. You still maintain who you are, but you're knowledgeable enough to understand that you need to expand, that you need to go beyond your circle, go beyond your quote unquote day ones in order to advance, right? I used to hear people tell me that all the time. Dwayne, you can't be in a vacuum. Dwayne, you can't be in your own island. And coming from the hustle game, we that's just how we rock and roll. And I've also heard studies that have shown that had we networked a lot better in the dope dealing game, we would have much more success. And now I understand the power of networks. Now I understand the power of expanding your networks. If you just have your day one, say for instance Jay-Z. Jay-Z does have his day ones around, but he's also got day 5,000s around. People that he just met that could still add, that could still help his overall causes, right? Because you need to expand your network. Told you guys and recommended that movie, The Black Godfather, that's on Netflix. Go watch it. Do you understand that? Yeah, the day ones do serve a purpose, but you also need to have day 55s, day 100s, and day 1000s on your team as well, because they also serve a significant purpose. It's expanding your network, expanding your horizon, putting you up on game that you may not necessarily been privy to because your circle is in Southeast San Diego, right? When they may not be coming up to LA, right? And telling you what's popping up here because it's a lot of money up here. It's a lot of celebrity up here. It's a lot of everything, right? But you won't know that had you just, man, I'm just staying in the Southeast on me. That's it. That's limited, man. That's myopic thinking. I've heard some people and shout out to the homie. I seen he grinding, but it's like he got some clothing line that talks about he barely sees the beach. And I could dig the clothing line is fat. I mean, it's nice, but when you put that in perspective, that if you live in San Diego and you don't go to the beach, some people don't like it. I get that. But if you're saying that as a statement, man, that's low key embarrassing. Like, you got to take advantage of what's around you right there. You can't just stick within your small ass circle, your small neighborhood, and think you can expand. There's some people in LA that have never left their neighborhood, that don't know what Manhattan Beach looks like, that didn't know Manhattan Beach had a black resort on there. They didn't know because they don't go there, right? You got to get lost sometimes. You have to get lost in not only people, you got to get lost in different countries to see how different cultures work. So you can understand, right? So you can be empathetic to people. It helps you business, it helps you relationship wise. It adds so much to what you already bring to the table. So what I'm telling you guys is not only just keep your day one so they'll keep you founded, they'll keep your foundation tight, right? Keep you grounded. But then it's the ones when you expand out, when you create different levels of networks. So I got my college network. So I still got my college network. Now a lot of them being politicians and doing stuff as well, right? I still got my D-boy network. A lot of them on my Facebook, still doing positive stuff, but I can still reference to them so that I stay grounded. So that I got stories to tell. I got some people that can reference a lot of those stories, right? And I keep them on my network. Half my people on Facebook is I either got work from or they got work for me. And they're still doing well, and I'm glad to see their families thriving. Right. But then I got also a professional network that I have from working in radio. When I worked in the Inland Empire, I got a network of people. When I worked in LA, I got a network of people. When I went to grad school, I got a network of people. And had I just keep talking about my day ones, I would probably still be on day one. And that's the key right there. You got to advance, and it's going to be other people. We come from the village mentality. I want to keep reminding you guys that villages, right? We're kings, man. Go watch Beyonce's Black is King just to remember who you are if you haven't done so already. It's colorful and it's got a lot of music, but it's really good message in terms of us recognizing our greatness. So when we come from a village mentality, man, that means we share, right? We talk, we lead and bring information back to the village. So we have to leave the village in order to go obtain that same information, right? Can't stay in the same neighborhood, right? I can be a master in my neighborhood if I lived in San Diego. A master. I don't know how to get in and out of here. I know everybody stay here, homie. Man, I got everything. So what? Nobody knows you exist. Nobody knows your little peon world exists. You running it, but nobody knows it exists. Not until you leave the neighborhood that people understand who you actually are. Right? Like Faison Love just found out that he's from Upside, Emerald Hills. Didn't know that either. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't matter before. Now it matters once he's Big Worm. He's popular. Now he lets it out the bag. So you can be from wherever. Doesn't matter. But where you going, where have you been, where you headed, and what you bringing back to the neighborhood. You guys have heard of the Talented 10th by W.E.B. Du Bois. Same process. Same process. We got to leave the neighborhood to go get the information. Even if we got to go be uncomfortable and be the only one in there, which I am quite often. I'm the only one in the building. Look like me. When we were just paddleboarding down in San Diego, we was the only ones out there look like us. That's just one of those things, but you got to go get the information and bring it back. We got to look out for each other. The only way we can do that is by expanding and exploring, getting our exploration on. We got to go explore other nations. We got to go explore other people. We got to go explore other neighborhoods because we didn't know this neighborhood was even here. Now we know it's here. We didn't know they had a lake in here. Now we buying a house up in here. My relative, he just hit too, so he getting ready to get another house. And then that's how you go in and not necessarily infiltrate from a negative standpoint, but how you expand, right? So how you go from being limited in terms of not only information, but in terms of geography. I don't leave East Oakland. I don't leave South Central. You ain't never been to the Bay. You ain't never been to go to wine tasting, right? You live in East Oakland, but you didn't know Napa Valley was around the corner. You're from Southeast San Diego, but you didn't know Temecula Valley, one of the world's most pristine wine regions, is there. And these are the things that will, when you keep talking about day one is the start. That's the beginning. How long you gonna stay at go in this monopoly ass world, right? Think about that. I'm gonna just stay at go, man. I'm day one cat. I'm from here. I'm staying here. I'm born and raised here. Sounds rather interesting, but it sounds limited. Told my son, if you can't get on the air, get on the road. Truck drivers, you guys see everything. You guys have been to Oregon. When you should make a cheat sheet of everything you're gonna see when you get through each one of these states, right? What monuments am I coming to look for, right? What lakes do I want to fish at? You start making it a game. Gamification is something interesting to do as a hobby, and you can do it with a lot of different things. We did it with hikes. Now we're getting ready to do it with paddleboarding spots. Because I'm getting me a paddleboard, and we're getting ready to do. We're gonna go to all these different places to paddleboard around California. That's what we're gonna do. And this is us. We're gonna set it up, and it's gonna allow us to go see other sites in the whole nine. And that's how you expand your horizon, right? That's how you create cocktail conversation, which a lot of people don't have. That's how you get interesting. I could talk about Germany. I went there. Talk about Mexico, right? I could talk about Hawaii. I could talk about some of these interesting spots. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I'm taking the opportunity to expand my horizon. Rather than spend the money on some rims or some gold, you can spend it on the experience because you can't take them rims and gold with you. You can't take anything with you, but you can have an experience live, back to mindfulness right now, in person, not later, but right now. And don't, back to that delayed gratification, nothing's promised, dog. Nothing. So things can happen and people could be gone tomorrow, but what did you do today and how did you enjoy it? Huh? How did you enjoy it? That's the key question. How did you enjoy it? Oh, well, I was doing this, I was doing that, or I was delaying, I was waiting. I stayed on day one. I was sitting here chilling, I was doing day one, and I felt like I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna keep it hood, I'm gonna keep it day one. Well, you better move on because other people will as well. And the only way that you can get better is by expanding your network. So, hold on one second. And then I just had to go ahead and get off the phone real quick because my wife is just, not only does she not watch this stuff, so like she pays no attention to my stuff, but and that's okay. I'm cool with that. I would like if it was vice versa, it might be the same way. But not only that, but she calls me every time during it, and I have the same thing going on every time. So look, watch this. I'm gonna just say, yes, I'm on my live right now. So bye. So yeah, so that's what I do, man. But I don't take it personal because I understand that's just one of those things. She's checking up on me. It's a natural thing. It's okay. But like I was saying, so the educational part. So what I've been up to, I just wanted to let you guys know that. So what I've been up to lately, man, in terms of education, is I've been still on my Khan Academy, which I showed you guys last week. But this week I've moved on to something a little bit different, man. I'm on SPSS, which is statistical software. It basically crunches your numbers if you run a survey. So right now I'm doing a cannabis survey. You guys, if any of you guys have taken the cannabis survey, it's basically asking you a little bit about how you feel about cannabis, how your purchase habits, so forth and so on. So I need to interpret this data, and I use SPSS software, which is provided to me by my school, in order to do that. So that's what I've been reading. I haven't been reading a lot of fictional stuff. I've just been reading that, and then I've also been uh, oh, what's the book? I've been listening to. Well, let me show you guys this one real quick. Alrighty, let me get in my Kindle Reader real quick. Show you guys. I haven't showed you guys this in a while, but why is it tripping? Just be patient with your boy real quick. Okay. Oh, they probably thinking I'm talking about. I need the cloud reader. So, if you guys don't have a cloud reader, get the cloud reader, dude. And you basically just sign in, and basically you can have access to all your books. And I'm gonna show you guys some of the books, and then I'll show you guys my Audible too, because some of these books I got in Audible. Let's see. Let me share my screen with you. Chrome tab. I love sharing my books with you guys, man. It's one of the things that I really, really um, appreciate. So yeah, you can see it in here. I just added this. Some of these other ones, I don't know if you guys have actually taken a look at this as of lately. Flow is a really good one. Managing brand equity, and this is what I'm listening to right here. Awareness. I have it on the Audible as well. But SPSS, back to that. So basically, what this is it teaches you about surveys, and right now I'm creating graphs for surveys, gives you the files and everything that goes along with it, so I can learn how. And I've taken this class before, but it's been so many years since I've taken the class that I need a refresher. And I invested 36 bucks in this book, and it's been fantastic for me. It has given me a lot. It has provided me with a lot of real world type examples, similar to the Khan Academy experience, just like right now. So you guys are probably thinking, dude, I'm tapping out. There's no way I'm going to ever use SPSS. But if you get good at SPSS, then there's positions that are open for statistical data, where you can do research. There's a lot of different opportunities in different places. So why not choose something that you really have no um, knowledge about, that can be beneficial? Why not take advantage of it? That's the way I look at it. Why not take advantage of it? This is a good opportunity. This is a great program. So that's what I've been doing, reading that. So I wanted to show you guys that really quick, but I can go back. Um, oh, dude, come on. Let's see. To show you guys some of these other books. So yeah, so this one is really good. I would suggest this one. There's some of these other ones I'm rereading as well. Let me see if I can. Yeah. So this is something too. If you're really having trouble working in an office environment, this is a really really good one. And it was enlightening to me, because you coming from the pen or whatever the case may be, or coming from the game for that matter, it's hard for you to adjust, right? And when you look at this, it's just look at some of the subjects. One, control yourself. Knowing yourself is important as knowing how to do the job. There's no such thing as work-life balance. Years of loyalty can work against you. Get out of your own way. No risk versus reward. So you can kind of see how some of these topics can, kind of fit into what you're thinking about. And it's an excellent book. It's one of the books that we actually use for a course at Cal State LA on soft skills for the most part. Say the magic words, please, thank you, and I'm sorry. Keep your mouth shut. Get smart about asking dumb questions. Learn how to present without needing beta blockers. So all these different things that can help you around the office if you're working an office job, it is fantastic for it. Let me see what other ones would I recommend. Hug Your Haters is really good. That is by Jay Bear. He has another book. Oh, this is it right here. This is the one that I really recommend. You can see I've finished all of these, and these are John Acuff has an excellent book called Finish. Give yourself the feeling of done. And this is something that people struggle with. A day after perfect, cut your goal in half, choose what to bomb, make it fun and done, leave your hiding places, ignore obstacles, get rid of secret rules, use data to celebrate your imperfect progress. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. If you're thinking about if you have a problem with procrastination or just completion, because a lot of people have a really like issues with completing tasks, finishing them, right? This is a great, great, great book for you. Let's see. I'm putting on my educator voice. You guys can't tell. I switch it up like that, yo. Um, this one, this is more on inspiration. People think it's about dough, but it's not. I'll show you guys the table of contents, and I'm all for table of contents. Transforming beliefs. You know what? I think I'm gonna read this again. I think I'm gonna read this again. I was trying to get it in a Audible, but I still haven't been able to find it. But yeah, you are the source. Exercise, learn, relax, and focus, visualize, become abundant. It just has a lot of different information about just mental exercise, because 90% of this stuff, yo, is mental, dog. Sports, business, you got your academics and your scientists and all that who are pretty specific, but even them, they had to be confident enough to realize that they could do it. So confidence plays a huge role in it, man. Oh yeah, so I think I'm gonna read that again. So yeah, I might might just do that. Let me see what else I got for you guys. What else I got for you guys while I'm over here dropping jewels. This is the attention merchant. Oh, long. Oh, I thought I bought Tim Wu. I got another Tim Wu, but this is good too. The attention merchants is good. Give is about Facebook ads. Automatic custom. I gave this to the homie Elbow San Diego, and it's about subscriptions. Thought I bought it though. Quantum Success. This is another good one too. If you guys haven't read this one, and I'll show you guys the table of contents on this. So I gave you guys more than a few books this time. Power of Intention, Energy Confidence. Let's see. Yeah, so you can kind of see the power of letting go. I need to reread some of these, man. I need to reread some of these, and these are good. This is one of the reasons why you should keep you a good Kindle library. And let me see. I'll show you guys. And this one, Dream Giver. This is one of the ones I really recommend. Oh, I must. A lot of people must be reading that because a lot. I let people log in my stuff sometimes. So let me show you guys my Audible, and then I'm out of here. I'm almost a minute over, man. But I think I'm dropping jewels, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what. But if you guys is feeling it, let me know in the comments, man. Like, yo, man, giving us life. Let's see, Jason. Let's see here. I don't know why it's sounding. Another username. What it was tripping for? Oh, really? Well, it's not letting me sound in my Audible. I don't know why. I didn't change it. But these are some other titles, and it is 6:30. So what I'll do is I'll try to find. Let me see. Hold on. I want to show you guys my Audibles too. I don't know why it's tripping like that. Let me see. Sign in with your Amazon account. Yeah, that is impossible. There it goes. Okay. All right. So now let me show you guys this, and then I'm out of here. Appreciate that. Solid, solid. Appreciate it. So, let me see my library. So this is my library on Audible. Oh, did I show? Let me share it with you guys because I didn't share this part with you. All right. So then I'm done. Try to get you some more. So Indistractable, I just got this. It's okay. It's not. Let me see. I don't even know if I'm showing that to you guys yet. All right, there we go. So Indistractable, it's all right. I might return it. We'll see. It's or give it a bad review. But I just the flow of it is just like, Flourish is great. Learned Optimism is good. This one is really good. Once you guys get past all this military or Fed stuff, he drops a few jewels every now and then. This is fantastic. The long tail. This talks about how to focus on niche and how niche actually can pay off, which is the long tail. If you think about a curve, in terms of like a graph curve, the long tail's way down the line, and it's super interesting if you really want to get to how to market to people and how to understand how smaller groups. Also read Kevin Kelly's 1000 True Fans, which is another fantastic piece on just niche marketing and going after the niche. Because if you saying that if you're serving everyone, that means you're serving no one. Deep Work was okay. Automatic Habits, fan freaking tastic. Listen to it in 2 or 3 gym sessions, fantastic. And it talked about gym sessions. One of the jewels that I dropped from that is that they had an example of a guy who went to the gym for 5 minutes every day of the week. And people were talking about, well, man, you only went for 5 minutes, but he's developing a habit of going every day. You can increase it to 10 minutes every day, 20 minutes, but he's going every day, 30 minutes. Now he's going every day, 30 minutes. So he developed on focusing on smaller micro habits and just getting in the habit of getting in a habit. Anthony DeMello can't say enough about that. You see, I have the book and also the Audible, and it is fantastic. If you really want, he breaks down like life in terms of why are we doing what we're doing, why are we competing, why are we buying all this shit or whatever. He gets to the bottom of that. Automate this. This talks about algorithms. So if you're interested in that, this is more from a technical standpoint from my classes that I teach. But it's good for anyone who wants to understand how algorithms work and how we get a lot of the recommendations that we do. Anything you want, this is Derek Sivers. Excellent. It's recommended by Tim Ferriss, and I recommend Tim Ferriss's book, Tools of Titans, which has an interview, and he has all his podcast interviews in there. So it's really good in that sense. But Derek Sivers, CD baby, but he's inspirational, talks about life. Getting things done was okay. Stumble upon happiness is okay. Unlocking the customer value chain is pretty good. He just talks about decoupling and how industries have been disrupted based on decoupling. So if you want to go on deep dive in that, it's pretty good. 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing, fan-freaking-tastic. It is a classic. Willing to Fail, How Failure Can Be Your Key to Success. This is about the 1-800-JUNK story. And Giftology, another good one. Talks about the art of giving gifts. And then one of the tidbits out of that is don't give a gift card if you really want to give someone a gift. Those are the worst ones. And then 3 Feet from Gold. This is great. This is, I think it was Napoleon Hill. And it's really good. It talks about giving up and how you shouldn't. Effortless Experience is a customer service book. It is fan-freaking-tastic. Read it twice, and do it again. The 7 Tenets of Taxi Terry, also another really good one. This is about customer service. Talks about a taxi driver who has elevated his game to the umpteenth degree, but gave customer service bullets and were all within that. And then Super Consumers, Eddie Yoon, another fantastic one. This was about he used an example of people that like Velveeta cheese or scissors and how much they buy of that, right? So you're looking for those people, not people that sparingly buy. You want the consumers who consume a lot of, right? And then page 2, and then I'm running out of breath on Customer Rules, another great one. This is about customer service. I got to listen to it again. And then Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil. This is fantastic, and it talks about how you battle the devil and, you know, the suggestions that he gives and all these things. It is fan-freaking-tastic. Anybody who's in the pen, been in the pen, or whatever the case may be, or just feel like the devil's fucking with you, that's the book you want to read. Mindset, Psychology. This is a good one. Carol Dweck. That's a really popular one. You're a Badass, Jim Cisnero. She's like 6'3". She's amazing. I saw her in Manhattan Beach live. Scaling Up, if you want to go ahead and create the Rockefeller type books. Once I saw how much work was involved in scaling up, I was like, I'm good. I want to enjoy my family. Exceptional Service, Exceptional Profit, another dynamite one. Fantastic. Well worth it. Listen again. Choose Yourself. This is James Altucher. He's pretty good. Art of Possibility, Happiness Advantage, Uncertainty, and there goes some more. Power of Nice is good too. If you want to know how to deliver off the Richter scale customer service, the Power of Nice is excellent. It's written by 2 females who run an ad agency. All right, man, I'm out of breath. I'm out of time, and I've kept you guys 7 minutes longer than I'd like to. So I really appreciate your patience and the fact that you guys rock with me every Monday, man. Yours truly. Please listen to the podcast. Take a listen, leave a review if you can. We really appreciate this. Tap in with us next week for the weekly tap in. God bless and have a safe one.